Hello, and welcome to the first bonus episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Deception. In these particular bonus episodes, we're going to be having a look at the Glossary, where we'll find little tidbits of information about various characters and whatnot that we may or may not already know, because I would like to brush up on all bits of lore about the game. And as these are bonus episodes, they are completely optional and won't really take away from the main series. Because surprisingly enough, as this is a post-recorded intro for this video because I did it kind of sloppily, let's just say it was a relatively short experience, surprisingly, and they're actually quite nice to record. And I really do enjoy reading up tidbits about various parts of the world, whether it be food, animals, or just simply the characters. But anyway, folks, I'll see you all in a bit with past me reading out all these bits that we've got up until now. So anyway, let us start with people. First and foremost, Haku, our protagonist. The protagonist, found by Kuon wandering half-naked in the woods. With no memories, she saved his life and gave him his name. According to Kuon, the name Haku has a distinguished history behind it. Related, Kuon, people. Well, of course we could press square to go to the related terms, but I would just like to go in order. So next up is the innkeeper. The female owner of the inn Haku and Kuon had spent their first nights in. Quite popular among travelers due to her cheerful nature and her fine cooking. She's also frank and flexible minded. She bought Kuon's herbs and came up with some odd jobs to occupy Haku. Anything else? No, she's only related to Haku and Kuon as of present. Anyway, Kuon, a girl who saved the life of the protagonist and named him Haku. To Haku's surprise, she possesses animal-like ears and a tail. Marrow, oh, this bloke. One of Ukon's men who calls himself a master scholar of Yamato. He wears gaudy clothing and has his face made up of heavy white powder and paint. Speaks of a uniquely archaic affection. Mikado, the Emperor of Yamato, the vast nation that governs all smaller provinces in the region. Sasara Kusagawa. Okay, this is in relation to Tuhar, so I don't think it'll really add much to the game, but I'm still curious nonetheless. One of the girls from the other world. She's considered an aloof and noble person, but she seems strangely partial to slimy and squishy life forms. Oh, maybe got traumatized by some slams. Anyway, Tamaki Kosaka, whoops-a-daisy, I almost said Tosaka. Anyway, one of the girls from the other world. She's both skilled and beautiful, and she's got a weak spot in her heart for dogs. Whether or not Unu can be considered a dog, of course, is still a matter of contention. Ukon. A heroic man Haku and Kuon became acquainted with at the end. He's a man of strong physique and sports a characteristic beard, leading men loyal to him. Anyway, right, so next up is creatures. Kikari, a monstrous creature that attacked Haku. It lives deep inside the mountains, it has fangs, and sports a venomous needle on its tail. That's in relation to Haku. Anyway, Mikyum. Oh, it's this little thing! A small creature whose presence Haku had noticed while enjoying the steam bath. It chirps of a distinctive cadence. Wasn't it the... Oh, I vaguely remember that from the first one. Was that what they were called? It was like this little squirrel thing that my favourite character was very attached to. That's all I'll say. Anyway, Orca. A wild lupine animal that moves in packs. According to Kuon, they are weak enough that they can be repelled by simply waving a stick around. Haku, however, had a hard time finding them. Satori. A slime-like translucent life form. Its body is amorphous, but to Haku's horror, it has proven capable of showing a human-like face on its surface. Normally it dwells in subterranean areas such as caves where sunlight cannot reach, and preys on animals that enter its territory. It hates loud sounds and light. Not much is known about this strange creature, except that there is no known way to kill it. The name Tatsuri roughly means a curse in Yamato's culture and language, but the origin for this name is unclear. Unu, a legendary defiant creature of Yamato. A deified dog, whose breed had become extinct in ancient times. It is believed to be unfailingly loyal to the person it acknowledges as its master, and will use his divine power to protect them at all costs. Waptor. A generic term for the mounts in this world. A bipedal creature used for transport and a beast of burden. It is used in military cavalry. The one Haku saw somewhat reminded him of an ostrich. Its main diet includes cereal, grain, and plants. and they seem quite friendly with humans. When in a bad mood, it squawks loudly. Right, next up is location. Location. Imperial capital. The imperial capital from which the Mikado rules his nation. Yamato, it is said to be a grand and beautiful city. Kujuri, the apparent name of a country. Kuon told Haku that they're in the west of Kujuri, deep in the Shishiri province. But this didn't give Haku any idea of where he was. Oh, I can imagine. Anyway, Shishiri province. An outland west of Kujuri, the place where Haku and Kuon first met. Ah, nice in winter wonderland. Anyway, Yamato. The country that contains the settlement Haku currently resides in. Yamato is a giant nation comprised of countless smaller countries. And each vassal country is governed by their own awo, or in some cases a head clan. The Mikado rules over them all. Next up is culture. Academy. A place of study and academia in the world Tamaki and Sasori came from. Imperial exam. The ultimate test to attain the title of Master Scholar. The candidates remain in the academic building until the exam is over, which commonly takes about 10 days. Also, I know that I butchered the name or the pronunciation of it previously, so my apologies in advance. Anyway, during this time, they are forbidden from leaving the building. The acceptance rate is extremely low, approximately one person every few years. Master Scholar. A highest ranking scholar, permitted to enter the Imperial Palace. Only those who pass the Imperial exam, considered the most difficult test in the nation, receive the honor of the Mikado's direct recognition. Scholar. A general title for professors and academic researchers of Yamato, who are certified by the Imperial Court. It is a position of no small distinction, and in order to be certified, you must pass the associate exam. Utawarerumono. Otherwise known as the legend sung, the term has been used throughout history to signify various figures and myths. The word's symbolic weight has been used to refer to heroes whose story have passed into legend, mythological figures praised in folk songs and lullabies, miraculous phenomena that have become myths themselves, mortal and deific figures throughout history who have grown to be revered and feared, and other such worldly aspects of the of the land's folklore. Okay, next up, lifestyle. A man. A staple diet plant, similar in appearance to a chestnut. It exhibits healthy growth and results in a bountiful harvest even in impoverished lands with colder climates. People in this world would grind the nut in mills, stretch it thin, and bake it or steam it like bread. A mam wine. A local brew made by distilling a mam nut. High in alcohol level, this liqueur features a rather unique taste and bite compared to kuwasa. Okay. A mamamuni. A maman wrap. Bake a thinly stretched amam and wrap vegetables and meat or fish in it. Then flavor it with the sauce of your choice. Analgesic. An analgesic pill Kuon used to treat people afflicted with gigiri venom. Ordinarily, this medicine is used to treat heavily wounded patients. Due to the strong potency, it tends to fill the patient's mind with euphoric delirium. It is strangely addictive. Oh yeah, we know how it happened there. A peru, a generic term for cape-like outerwear. There are a variety of a peru. Their form and function depending on the region and climate. Calculating sticks. A simple and convenient calculating tool. The citizens of Yamato use on a daily basis. Simple calculations can be made through careful placement of sticks with marks carved in them and small round pebbles, arranged on a panel drawn with large and small measurement grids. Cassolette. A fictile pot with legs, burning charcoal is placed underneath the ashes, and when it's hot enough, medicinal pills are placed on the surface. Kuon used this to ease Haku's pain and fatigue. Coin. Well, currency, I would imagine. The coins used in Yamato are oblong, and their size and material vary depending on the value. In outer regions, away from the Imperial capital, they can have value beyond their listed currency amount when trading for rare items from the city. Kinyu-jiku berries. A type of wild berries grown in the lowlands. The fruit is not edible, but if boiled and rubbed into clean cloth, they can disinfect and cleanly moisturize wounds, leaving little scarring. Oh. Kuwasa, the local brew of Yamato. It's a sparkling liqueur with a refreshing sourness. With just a hint of citrusy fragrance, it is a liqueur that pairs well with meals. But since it's low in alcohol, Yamatan people often casually drink it simply to quench their thirst. Ointment. The ointment that Kuon administered to the back of Haku's feet. Small round pills are chewed to make a moist and soft paste, which is then applied to the affected area. It stings badly, but its medicinal properties are formidable. Cyanina grass? I guess that's how you pronounce that. An annual plant that resembles a dandelion. One can make an effective stomach medicine by grating its stem and brewing it. Its leaves have some medicinal properties, but they have an extremely bitter flavor. Zen. The currency of Yamato. Its value is stable only in Yamatan territories, and the exchange rate can differ greatly in outer regions. Shiakuni. A perennial wild plant. It naturally grows by the waterside. It can become an analgesic by grating and brewing it. The plant should not be eaten raw, since it is highly poisonous without proper processing. Steam bath. In Gohan's homeland, a bath means a bathtub full of hot water. In this region, however, a steam bath is the most common form of bathing. It is done in a small room made of rock and wood, designed to hold about 5 people. There is a stove that allows one to produce steam by pouring water on it, and a wooden bench for the occupants to sit on. And just in relation to Kuon. Yachip mushroom. A mushroom that grows in coniferous areas. It looks edible at a glance, but as it is odorless and tasteless, it isn't used for cooking. If dried in the sun and ground into powder, it makes a potent mouth ulcer medicine or energy boosting supplements. And that's all the lifestyle ones done for now. Anyway, miscellaneous. We do not have anything in relation to miscellaneous. We do have tutorials that we can read, and holy moly, this was much shorter than expected. I was expecting this to be a lengthy endeavor. Then again, there's going to be a lot of things to read in the future, I can imagine. That was actually something nice to change the pace, though, because generally, I don't get to read a lot in the game, because a lot of it is voiced by Haku. But nice! Anyway, folks, thank y'all for watching this first bonus episode for Utawarerumono, Mask of Deception, and I'll see y'all next time as we further gain more terms in the glossary, and maybe see y'all next time some more of Utawarerumono, Mask of Deception. Anyhow, ta-ta for now.